Here's your wrestling news for September 30th, 2022. And we're kicking off today with Finn Balor, who will face Edge in an I Quit match at Extreme Rules in what will be the first time the pair have gone one-on-one. Facing a WWE Hall of Famer and former world champion will certainly be a big moment for Balor, but that's not all in store for the Irish superstar. WrestleVotes reports that something significant is in the works for Balor and that he is a strong favorite of the new leadership group, presumably Nick Khan, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H. It shouldn't be too much of a surprise that Balor is a favorite of the game, as the leader of the Judgment Day enjoyed a lengthy run as NXT champion in 2015 and again later in 2019. This isn't the first time there have been big things for Balor, as when he was called up to the main roster, Finn became the first ever Universal Champion, but an injury immediately ended his reign. While Balor has held titles since then, Finn has yet to win another world title on the main roster, but that could all change with the new regime running the show. For weeks, there's been reports of talent being unhappy in AEW, with some talent even teasing that they'd have it better in WWE. Andrade El Idolo is one of the names who is teased leaving, liking a tweet that he is going unused under Tony Khan, and has now given a cryptic tweet of his own. On Twitter, Andrade shared a tweet of his scenic view, but had a simple message, #FreeElIdolo. The former NXT champion didn't specify what he wanted to be freed from, but considering what's been going on, many assumed he is wanting out of his AEW deal. It has been said that those wanting to leave AEW have partners in WWE, which is the case with Andrade, whose wife is Charlotte Flair. While Andrade started off strong in AEW feuding with Cody Rhodes, his career has failed to keep up that momentum, and it may be time for him to part ways from Tony Khan. Andrade's tweet has certainly had fans talking, but that's not all he's been doing on social media. On his Twitter account, the former NXT champion retweeted a fan's message saying that Andrade is being very underused by the company. The fan said how this week's Dynamite went ahead with top stars being suspended, other stars being out with an injury, and Hurricane Ian forcing some talent to stay away from the show. Despite all this, AEW still didn't have Andrade wrestle, which the fan took issue with, and apparently so did the former NXT champion. This is hardly the first time Andrade has expressed disappointment with his booking in AEW, and will likely not be the last, so it could be that Tony Khan needs to have a serious talk with El Idolo about his future in the company. Andrade may be on his way out, but Saraya has just joined AEW and had her first promo during this week's Dynamite. This promo hasn't exactly gone down well with fans, as Saraya took aim at WWE during it, and she fumbled at the beginning to get her words out. Fans were quick to bury Saraya for her promo, and now the inaugural NXT Women's Champion has had some comments of her own. On Twitter, the former Divas Champion spoke about her segment and the first ever women's lumberjack match in AEW history, saying that's a win for everyone, especially the women's division. Saraya did admit that she was a little rusty on the show, so hopefully her promo will improve the next time she's on. Saraya has reportedly signed a 3-year deal with the company, and it's not clear if she's been medically cleared for a match, but we'll be seeing plenty from the Brit on AEW programming. Since July, WWE has implemented a ton of changes to the rosters, both the pool of talent fans see in the ring and those who are working behind the scenes. Several important names have left WWE in this post-Vince McMahon era, but despite reports, Kevin Dunn is not one of them. It was reported this week that Dunn had been fired by WWE, which would have brought an end to his 38-year tenure with the company. According to PW Insider, though, there is no truth to the report circulating that Dunn has left WWE, and it said his relationship with the promotion is exactly the same as it was before McMahon's exit. When Triple H took over as head of creative and talent relations, it was believed Dunn was finished, as it is believed the Game is not a fan of his work as head of WWE production. It was also reported that Stephanie McMahon is not a fan of Dunn, and given that she is the co-CEO and the chairwoman of the company, many thought the Vince McMahon guy was finished. The Game and Stephanie may not like Dunn, but he is still with WWE, and going by his tenure, will be with the promotion for a long time to come. WWE senior ringside physician Dr. Chris Amann retired from his position this month, according to a new report from PW Insider. There was a rumor that Amann was released from the company, but multiple sources told PW Insider that he was not terminated. Before retiring, Amann had been with WWE since May 2008. He was known for being one of the original physicians that helped start WWE's wellness policy and its sports medicine program. Amann is also known for his high-profile lawsuit against both CM Punk and Colt Cabana. Amann was seeking $1 million in compensatory damages, but lost the defamation case in 2018. He filed the lawsuit over comments that Punk made about his medical care while in WWE on Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast in 2014. Punk had noted during the podcast that Amann dismissed a skin growth that turned into a staph infection. During the trial, Amann said that a fan sign that read, "Can someone check my staph infection?" had left him angry, embarrassed, and humiliated. Due to the case, it was revealed that Amann had a sexual relationship with then WWE wrestler Jillian Hall and an indie wrestler who he met at a WWE tryout event. The relationship was first reported by Deadspin, citing motions filed by Amann to ensure that the relationships couldn't be brought up in front of the jury. Besides working with WWE, Amann worked with U.S. Soccer and provided medical care to the women's national soccer team. At the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, he served as the team physician for the U.S. women's Olympic soccer team. 2 weeks ago, Aliyah and Raquel Rodriguez lost the WWE Women's Tag Team titles to Damage Control, and Aliyah has been off WWE TV since then. At the time, it was reported that she had suffered an undisclosed injury around that time, which WWE's commentary team briefly mentioned on last week's Raw. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer gave an update on Aliyah's condition, saying that her injury is not considered to be a serious one, and she's expected to be back soon, possibly as early as next week. There's still no word on what kind of injury she suffered, but this week, Aliyah showed a photo of a noticeable bruise on her right shoulder, indicating she's out with a shoulder injury. Aliyah isn't advertised for tonight's Smackdown, but could be back on next week's Raw, and we wish the former champion a speedy recovery. For the past month, WWE has perplexed and intrigued fans with the White Rabbit, which despite the hype, hasn't been addressed much on TV. The only nods to the angle on WWE TV has been the odd QR code on Raw, as the company has used more unique methods to get the word out. This includes giving the White Rabbit teases at live events and leaving fans to spread the message on social media, and leaving flyers for the White Rabbit on the windows of fans' cars. Now, Fightful is reporting that WWE's creative team have been hands-off on the White Rabbit and have left the fans to do the promoting for them. We're told not everyone was sold on the QR aspect of the White Rabbit teases, but those that we've spoken with backstage say it's been a major success and created even more than the intended buzz for the segment. We've learned that WWE creative has been largely hands-off with the segments, and most everyone we've talked to backstage aren't sure of the small details that are involved. WWE higher-ups are clearly aware of the plans and how things will work moving forward. Those in the know claim that WWE Extreme Rules was supposed to be the reveal of the White Rabbit. We were not told if the person portraying would be there physically or not. The only time WWE has directly addressed the White Rabbit was during this week's episode of The Bump, where host Matt Camp said it could be someone fans have not seen in quite some time. Whether this is indeed the return of Bray Wyatt, as many believe, only time will tell for certain. But WWE's hands-off approach to the White Rabbit has made this one of the most popular mysteries this company has put out in years. At a time, Shayna Baszler was one of the most dominant women in NXT, but her time on the main roster hasn't exactly lived up to expectations. Baszler was the favorite to win the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble match, but came up short, and despite eliminating every woman in that year's Elimination Chamber, has yet to taste singles gold on Raw or SmackDown. One person who knows Baszler well and knows about being champion is Ronda Rousey, and during a recent episode of the Baddest Stream on the Planet, pushed WWE to book the Queen of Spades better. You're totally right about Shayna being one of the best people on the show. I need them to get their shit together and realize it. Baszler has been getting more screen time in recent weeks, likely thanks to the change in creative, but came up short at Clash at the Castle. It remains to be seen if Shayna Baszler ever gets that big push, but it's something that plenty of fans, and Ronda Rousey, are hoping for. And we're ending today with WWE's Robert Roode, who has been wrestling for decades, but in recent months he's been notable by his absence from the ring. In May, Roode returned to the ring after a 2-month absence, but he hasn't been seen since June, with speculation that he could be injured. On Instagram, the former NXT champion gave an update to fans and confirmed that he's currently going through a procedure. Heading home after what is hoped to be a successful trip to Birmingham, Alabama. Big thank you to South Lake Ortho and Andrew Sports Medicine for taking great care of me this week, especially to the first-class medical staff of Dr. Michael Ellerbush, Dr. Andrew Cordover, and Dr. Charles Carnell. The Andrews Sports Medicine facility in Birmingham is where WWE have sent countless stars who have been injured, including the likes of Triple H and Cody Rhodes. Roode is injured, but there is still no word on what his injury is, but we wish the Glorious One a speedy recovery from his latest hiatus. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.